what really did it for me was Keanu himself.
Oh, he was so good.
Surprisingly so good.
What? Keanu being a good actor?
I don't know, yeah.
If you told me this like 5 months ago, I've been like, shut the fuck up.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Get out of my house. Just a reminder, before we start reviewing John Wick, subscribe. Let us know how we did. Up here is actually subscribe.
Let us know how we did.
Thumbs up.
And I haven't even started this show yet.
Follow us on social media. Today we got John Wick for you guys.
First of all, where the hell did Keanu Reeve come from?
He came from the land where The Matrix was made.
Keanu! Whoa.
So it's directed by 2 of the stunt people from The Matrix, which is crazy.
Which is funny because this is their first like actual big directing movie. David Litch and Chad Stahelski. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, so I apologize in advance.
So John Wick has a pretty interesting cast, I would say. We have Keanu.
Michael Nyqvist.
Yeah, not Michael Nyqvist. John Leguizamo.
Adrian Palicki.
Willem Dafoe, one of my personal favorites.
And fucking Mr. Mayhem. Dean Winters. Yeah.
We also have Theon Greyjoy.
Which is Alfie Allen.
Yes.
John Wick is this hitman / contracted motherfucker who just fucking kills.
Yeah.
But it starts off as like he's with his like loved one. He gives up the mob like life or whatever, the hitman life, and he knows that something's wrong with her. And just one day, he's living a life of solitude for like the 2 days
sorrow.
after that she died.
One of her last things that she did was she knew she was going to die, so she bought a dog and sent it to him after she died. Sent him a letter, and he falls in love with this dog.
Yeah.
And then events happen, and he goes on a revenge spree.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into it because it's kind of a spoiler.
It is a big spoiler, and it's funny though, because I wish I could talk about it a little bit more, because this spoiler is the reason why he goes back to killing, and it's kind of like...
If you read it on paper without seeing how this movie does it, you would be like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, this is the stupidest premise of a movie in the world. But then it makes sense. Like
it's really well done.
Especially at the end when Keanu's character like explains why he went back onto his rampage, then it just kind of like, oh, it makes me feel like an insensitive asshole. Let's go into pros.
Okay, the new developed art of gun fu, which started in John Woo movies, has reached a new epitome in this movie.
This movie is legitimately badass because of the fighting and the action.
Oh my gosh, there's like moments where I can't believe how many times he gets headshots. Like,
oh my god, and he'll kill somebody and then do another headshot.
It reminded me a lot of The Raid. If you haven't seen a Raid,
watch The Raid.
It also reminded me of Kick-Ass.
Yes. It did. It did. The fighting, I really just don't know how else to say it. Like, each time he has a gun in his hand, you know some shit's going down.
Yeah.
There's a scene specifically where he goes into a club to find this guy, and he starts from the bottom and works his way up, kind of like The Raid, but it's not the whole movie. It's like almost a whole act. It's a really small piece.
EDM,
electronic dance music and all that stuff. Like it's like a rave. You know, it's a big club. And the music's bumping, and he's like killing people at the same time, and you're just like watching in the theater. You're just like, and then he was killing people in a club, and some people saw and freaked out, but not everyone could hear it because the music's blasting. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was really cool.
And also that direction of that part, especially when he's walking, like he gets to the main level and he's walking away, it shows that spiral behind him, and the camera's following him this way, is one of the best shots of that movie.
There's a lot of good shots in this movie as well, and I
lots of use of depth.
Cons.
Yes, cons.
With every good shot, there was also a bad shot. For example, there's a cemetery scene where a Willem Dafoe character, his character is introduced to John Wick or to the audience, and they're talking to each other, and they have the black attire, the umbrella and whatnot, and it's rain. But it was shot very well because there was like the angles that were done were really beautiful in my opinion. You can see the background and all that. But then it cut to a shot where it was underneath them. Mm-hmm. And then you saw up. It was looking up, and it was just kind of like, how do you have such a great shot and then have a terrible shot, and then go back to the great shot and do another terrible shot?
The movie itself altogether does look sleek. It's just some of these shots need a little bit of work. not the best directors, but
Still, it's still
good
really good
first
stuff.
time.
Yeah, like I said, and then the script, for example, I didn't really.
I thought the script was the funnest thing ever.
It was the conversations and a lot of it was not my favorite. It made up for it a lot. Like you could definitely tell these people were action directors and they were more focused on the action.
I personally love this script because of moments like when a cop comes to his door and he's like, "Hey Jimmy, hey John."
That was cool. So you got a lot of dead bodies. I'll leave you alone.
Are you getting back to work?
One of the things that was really confusing about this movie is that for a while, people were asking, "Who's John Wick? Who's John Wick? John Wick is back. Oh my God, no."
Yeah, it's not really described until like a good 20 minutes into the movie.
For like 20 minutes, I'm like, who the hell is John Wick? In the beginning, he gets his ass kicked, right? But the rest of the movie, all he does is kick ass. Mm-hmm. So from the whole time, I'm thinking, well, if John Wick is a badass and he can just kick your ass in like a heartbeat, why did he get his ass kicked in the beginning? He went through more hell later in the movie and was able to just like
deal with it. Let's rate this up. I'm going to go pretty high on this. I think it deserves it. I'm going to go 4 9mm out of 5 9mm. This movie is one of my favorite action movies of the year, if not one of my favorite action movies of all time. I could definitely put it up next to Kick-Ass, Terminator, and I feel like this completes like Keanu's action movie work. Like you got Point Break, Matrix, and then this.
I give it 3 out of 5 Beagles because it was missing in when it was in action. There was really cool stories to tell, like the Continental.
I wish there was more in the Continental.
Yeah, I wish there was more. Like that's great. Keanu was amazing. The fighting was amazing, but there was just the lack of. You could tell when the action started. That's when it really got real. Whatever. The movie was great. I loved it. I would see it again and again and again, and I would buy it.
So we have some stuff down here for you. Subscribe up here. Thumbs up. Let us know how we did, and follow us on social media platforms.